Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's session, Microfocus Overview, understanding the new Microfocus, and then also a bit of an overview of the Microfocus Channel program. The agenda today, as you probably know, HPE Software and Microfocus have just completed a spin merger as of the 1st of September. So what I'll do is I'll briefly touch base on what the new organization looks like, the combined new Microfocus, and then we'll go into a bit of a product portfolio of the heritage Microfocus. I will also touch on the partner program framework, and that would apply to the heritage Microfocus partner program, and then a quick demo on how to navigate the partner portal. Looking at the key aspects of the portal where you can find information, etc. And then, if need be, we can do a Q&A at the end of it. So let's look at the new company. The new combined company is built on stability, acquisition, and innovation. As you can see here, Heritage Microfocus has 40 years of experience, have been around for 40 years, and HPE Enterprise has been around for 30 years. Over the years, these two organizations have acquired multiple other organizations. And at the bottom of each of these blocks, you can see some of the logos that were acquired over the years. Some of it that may be familiar to you is the Novell brand on the Microfocus side, Serena, Borland for testing, NetIQ, Identity Access Security Solutions. On the HPE side, we've got things like ArcSight, which is a well-known SIM solution. We've got network management and data protector solutions, Fortify, Voltage, etc. What does this mean for Microfocus as an organization? If we look at where we were in 2011 as Microfocus, we had a 834 million market capitalization and an average revenue of about $436 million. This has increased over time, and as you can see, as of 2012, we started with a number of acquisitions the past 10 years or so, including Novell, Attachmate, NetIQ, Serena, etc. And now we sit at a market capitalization of $6.7 billion and a total revenue of $1.4 billion, which is exceptional growth if you look at any other organization in the IT ecosystem. This is us compared to some of the other major players in the market. So under the current management team, from 2011 to 2016, our market capitalization grew by 700%. Microsoft did 129%, Facebook did 333%, and so forth. So you'll recognize the logos there at the bottom. So very good performance from the Microfocus point of view. What does the HPE spin merger mean to us? So as separate organizations, Microfocus was number 26 in the overall ranking of IT organizations in the world, and HPE Software was number 12. Combined, we are now the largest, or the 7th largest software vendor in the world, and one of the largest pure-play enterprise software providers in the world. If you think about Microsoft, a big part of their market is end users, households, etc. Some of the other players have databases and operating systems they sell, applications that they sell, etc. We, one of the biggest pure play software vendors in this world, and obviously with intentions to increase our footprint as we go forward. So what is today's reality for organizations? Mostly they are struggling with a hybrid world. Hybrid is more than just a buzzword, and it's more than public cloud. Hybrid means typically organizations have infrastructure in place from mainframe environments right down to desktops, right down to cloud environments, hybrid clouds, public clouds, private clouds, and everything in between. And that creates its own challenges. So obviously for each one of these environments, you will have multiple deployment models. When you deploy software to a Intel environment, it would be different than deploying software into a mainframe environment, making those applications available. You've got multiple consumption financing options in terms of services provided or how you consume software and the capabilities that they provide your organization. Could be permanent license-based, could be cloud-based, could be pay-as-you-go, etc. Most organizations also have lower IT budgets to run with, so needing to do more but with less money. Obviously, the business also puts a lot of pressure on the IT organizations to innovate, to become relevant, to move with the times. Users now expect to access any application from their mobile phones. They want to have direct and quick access to anything they need to do their business. That also applies to organizations that have legacy systems that may be sitting on mainframes or old AS400 systems. These things also need to be made available on mobile devices, on tablets, wherever the customer or the user is going. And then last but not least, we see a huge growth in the Internet of Things. People increasingly connect everything to everything. We've heard of cars being hacked, of their computer systems being hacked because it's connected to other applications. I, for instance, have an app on my phone that monitors the tire pressure on my car, whether the windows are open or closed, whether the car is locked, when it next needs a service. That's all part of the Internet of Things. We have people who manage their household security remotely. They can view through cameras what's happening in their gardens, in their lounges, etc. Again, it means that everything is connected to everything and also brings additional risk in terms of being able to be hacked, to be broken into, to be exploited. So hybrid IT is all of this, and most of our customers have to deal with one or more of these issues in their environments. So when we look at Micro Focus, we believe we are uniquely positioned to solve customer needs across all of the hybrid IT, from mainframe to traditional IT to public cloud, and helping these customers to bridge the old and the new. So why do we say we're well positioned? We are a software-only focused organization with a global scale. We have a very strong platform and operating model, and we have a huge portfolio with great breadth and depth. And I'll chat about that in a little bit more detail shortly. So software focused and global scale. We have over $4 billion annual revenue. We're part of the FTSE 50 companies and the second largest technical company in EMEA. We've got approximately 18,000 employees across 50 countries, and we've got more than 40,000 customers, 98 of which are part of the Fortune 100. A strong platform operating model. So to help build and develop, we have over 5,800 software engineers and more than 6,000 patents. To help sell these solutions, we've got over 3,000 specialized salespeople and over 2,500 active partners. In terms of support and supporting our solutions and providing support to our customers, we've got 2,000 plus dedicated resources In addition to that, we have over 2,000 professional services consultants and 3 major global delivery centers. So, proven consistent software portfolio management strategy, world-class best of both management team, and a strong platform, including a new modern cloud IT stack. This is all part of Micro Focus going forward. Our Better Together portfolio has breadth and depth. So what you see in front of you here is the gray areas is what comes from the HPE side of the business, and the blue areas is what Heritage Micro Focus brings to the overall business. So on the DevOps side, we have a solid solution stack that covers mainframe, cloud, as well as traditional IT environments. We've got solutions like Borland and Serena in there. We've got COBOL development, software delivery and testing, and so forth. In the IT operations side, from the HPE side of the world, we've got service management, operations bridge, which is a manager of managers, data center automation, etc. And from a Heritage Micro Focus side, we've got mainframe solutions in IT operations management, host connectivity to connect desktops to mainframe applications, and collaboration solutions such as GroupWise. Looking at cloud, from HPE, we've got cloud service automation and hybrid cloud management solutions. And from the Micro Focus side of things, we assist you with migration of workloads into the cloud, such as Azure, Amazon, or even your own private cloud. We also provide you with disaster recovery solutions that can be hosted from anywhere. On the security side, ArcSight is a leading SIM solution, sits in the Gartner Magic Quadrant. We've got Voltage and Fortify to protect and encrypt data. And on the NetIQ side, we've got an extensive suite of identity access and security solutions, including access governance and identity-focused SIM solution. Information governance is covered with Data Protector, Control Point, Storage Optimizer, etc. from HPE. And on the Micro Focus side, we've got Retain that allows for archiving of any kind of messaging solution as well as email solutions. So your WhatsApps, your Facebook messages, etc. If it relates to your work environment, all of it can be captured and archived for future reference. And last but not least, we have the Linux open source area, which is our SUSE offering, with a whole host of solutions in the enterprise Linux space. We've got OpenStack private cloud and software-defined storage that we offer to the market from that business unit. Underlying all of this is big data analytics. And the intent is to pull all of that together with the data analytics and provide us with an intelligent view into an organization and how their environments are being managed and controlled. So our mission as Micro Focus is to provide our customers with a best-in-class portfolio of enterprise-grade scalable software with analytics built in. And we put our customers at the center of our innovation and build high-quality products that our customers can rely on and our teams can be proud of. So that, in a nutshell, is what the new Micro Focus looks like. Now, we've engaged with you through Districom on the Heritage Micro Focus side, and currently Districom is signed up to distribute the Heritage Micro Focus product portfolio. So as a next step, we'll quickly delve into what those solution sets are and give you a view of what you currently have access to through our distribution partner, Districom. Micro Focus heritage product portfolios are divided into these 6 bubbles, if you want to call it that. Linux and open source is a green bubble, and it operates as a separate business unit within Micro Focus. We've kept the SUSE branding. They have their own CEO, their own marketing strategy, their own go-to-market, etc. And as such, operate as a separate entity within the Micro Focus stable. The rest of the solutions are all branded as Micro Focus as we go forward. So in there, we've got our identity, access, and security solutions, from identity management right through to identity governance, to access management, advanced authentication, SIM solutions called Sentinel, etc. And I'll touch a little bit more on the solutions in that set. We also have our COBOL development and mainframe solutions stack. So COBOL is probably about 40% of the Micro Focus revenue stream in terms of renewals, and one of the top growers as well going forward. In many countries, there are still plenty of mainframes around and a lot of COBOL programs and development that is still taking place. We allow people to move those COBOL environments off the mainframe into a distributed Intel environment to reduce costs and to allow developers to develop on platforms such as .NET, etc. So for the younger generation, would be familiar programming capabilities, yet using the strength of COBOL to develop in. Host connectivity solutions, as I mentioned, is about connecting laptops and mobile devices to mainframe-based applications, the green screens, as we call it, and to present it in a modern manner onto your desktop or your mobile device. In the development IT operations management toolset, we've got monitoring solutions, we've got our workload management solutions, migration, protect, etc. And then collaboration networking solutions is where what used to be known as GroupWise or Novell GroupWise sits. It's still a very active product, very competitive to Exchange, and continuously still being developed to be relevant and current in the market space. This is a bit of an eye test. This will be shared with you as well, this entire presentation, but this gives you a view of all the products we have in the various areas of competency. So at the bottom, the light greenish turquoise color that you see there covers all the heritage Micro Focus security and identity and access management solutions, from privileged account management to identity governance to directory services to identity management, security monitoring, and access management solutions. Likewise, in a data center, we've got solutions like App Manager, which is an application and server monitoring solution. We've got Cloud Manager, we've got Platespin, Transformation Manager, Forge, Migrate, Protect, etc. etc. Host connectivity solutions, and so forth. What we do, because it's such a big portfolio, when we go to market, we actually break it down into these three areas: the build, the operate, and the secure. What we think is very relevant in our West, East, and Central African region is the operate portfolio set, as well as the security portfolio set. Places where we see a lot of interest is with Platespin. Platespin has various solutions. The one is migration of workloads, so workload being the operating system, the middleware, the applications that sit on top of it, as well as the data that is associated with that particular workload, and allowing you to migrate it from anywhere to anywhere. So it can go from physical into virtual, We are hypervisor agnostic, so you can go to Hyper-V, you can go to VMware, you can migrate from Hyper-V to VMware, you can go back onto physical, you can move workloads from physical into the cloud, such as Azure or Amazon. So literally moving workloads from anywhere to anywhere. We also have a disaster recovery solution that forms part of the Platespin solution set. Again, it is based on workloads. So when we do protect a workload, we take the entire workload plus the data that's linked to it, and we replicate it to an alternative disaster recovery server, or we can offer the disaster recovery service as an appliance, which is called Platespin Forge, which allows you to plug in an appliance that can protect up to 40 workloads, depending on the size and the storage requirements of the workloads that you are trying to connect to. Filer is like Dropbox for the cloud, for the enterprise. So a lot of companies make use of cloud-based sharing solutions. Obviously, it's not always ideal because you don't know where your data is, where it's stored. Filer allows you to have the same capability, but with the assurance that your data is on-prem and secure. Group-wise, as I mentioned before, is our competition to Exchange, far more efficient in terms of mailbox management and data usage. Open Enterprise Server is alternative to Windows Server and allows you to run applications, do same sort of thing you do on a Windows server, but using Linux as a underlying operating system. ZenWorks, we believe, is also relevant. So in the light of recent attacks, the WannaCry virus that attacked some medical centers in EMEA, in London in particular, what a lot of people don't know is that Microsoft has published that patch that addresses that particular vulnerability at least a month before the actual outbreaks happened. And it's only a matter of applying the patch to secure yourself. And that whole issue could have been prevented. So ZenWorks is a whole suite of products that addresses things like patch management, and not only for Microsoft, but includes Adobe, Linux, and various other main application patches that can be distributed within a central framework. We do endpoint encryption, endpoint management, mobile device management. ZenWorks has a service desk built into it. And all of these modules can be acquired separately, but ultimately integrates into the same framework, which means far less effort in terms of deployment and rollout, ultimately. In the security space, we've got Identity Manager, DRA, Access Review, etc., etc. And if I remember correctly, the next slide will elaborate a little bit on the secure space. We believe there's a huge market for security in the whole of Africa, including South Africa. And this is what we currently offer to the market from a Heritage Micro Focus perspective. One of our strengths is that we have a large portfolio that can be acquired from a single vendor, which appeals to a lot of customers as well. So instead of picking point solutions to address particular pain points, Micro Focus can become a one-stop shop for all your internal security management needs. We do not play in the perimeter security. We do not do firewalls, intrusion detection, antivirus, all of that. There are many, many vendors that focus on that area. We focus on the inside of the organization, understanding who has access to what kind of access do people have, what are they doing in the organization, should they be doing it, where are they accessing the information from, all of that. So to break down our security solutions, we've divided it into 4 areas. The first one is identity governance and administration. Identity manager is about managing the life cycle of an employee or a customer or a partner from the day they start engaging with your organization until the day they leave the organization. And in between, we manage the access of that identity in terms of the role they have in the organization. So when a person joins, HR database gets updated, we pick up there's a new person, we know who the manager is, we know what his function in the organization is. Based on that, identity manager can assign certain access rights to that particular person, provision him to the systems he needs access to. And over time, as that person's role changes, the update should come from HR as well. We'll pick up on it and we'll make sure we remove the access he doesn't require anymore and give him the access he requires in his new role. And ultimately, once the person leaves the organization or breaks his relationship with the organization, we can make sure with Identity Manager that all the access is removed. And I can say that from a compliance perspective, many companies actually deploy Identity Manager just to make sure that when a person leaves, all the access is removed. Because ghost accounts of employees who have left a long time ago still floating around causes huge problems for auditing capabilities as well as compliancy. Identity governance provides you insight into the current state of a particular person's access. So we can tell you that Connie currently has the role of a sales administrator and she has access to X, Y, and Z customers and data files, etc. This report can then be sent through to my manager. They can review that information and make changes accordingly. Sorry, I've got a bit of a connection issue here. Let me just quickly pause the recording and then I will resume. Sorry, it's back to the previous slide. Identity tracking shows you real time what a particular person is doing in the environment, whether he is accessing the right information. If you pick up suspicious behavior, for instance, I normally work from 8 to 5, and suddenly I start working at midnight. We can alert management or the relevant security authorities about that. And we can delve down as to who this person is that's doing this activity and what else they've been doing during that same time, just based on who and what that person is. So Connie has an account on databases. She's got an account in Salesforce. She also has an account on Active Directory, and she's got network access. They may or may not be the same account. With identity tracking, we know what all these accounts are, and we can actually see what Connie is doing on each and every one of those accounts. eDirectory is an alternative to Active Directory, very robust and scalable. We use it at one of our telecoms organization where we're managing 50 million plus SIM cards in our directory service, together with Identity Manager. Access Manager provides secure access to web and cloud-based solutions out there, providing single sign-on to those applications as well as federated access. Secure login is a single sign-on solution to anything. Doesn't matter whether it's a mainframe-based application or desktop or laptop-based application GUI that you're using to access information with. Secure login can manage all of that and provide you single sign-on to all of these environments, including web-based single sign-on. Advanced authentication is a framework that allows you to provide multi-factor authentication to any kind of transaction or access request you are busy with. We do not supply the things like fingerprint scanners or retina scanners or smart cards, but we do integrate with all of them and provide a single management infrastructure to manage all of these different authentication methods from a single place. You may find customers that have already invested in a certain number of smart cards, a different department that has invested in fingerprint scanners, etc. And there is now a need to pull all of that together to provide advanced authentication for particular sensitive transactions or whatever the case may be. And that allows you to define the policies as to when the step-up authentication needs to happen. Self-service password reset, exactly that. A lot of administrators spend a lot of time on resetting passwords for customers and partners and employees. This allows them to help themselves. Cloud Access provides secure single sign-on capabilities into cloud-based applications and keeps your credentials on-prem. So no passwords that are floating around in the cloud, increasing your risk and exposure. Sentinel is our SIM solution, but with a focus on tracking and managing identities together with identity tracking. Change Guardian allows for monitoring of file access, file changes. It can show you the before and after of a file change that happened. It can also monitor Active Directory and changes that are being made to Active Directory. And Secure Configuration manages about applying configuration templates down into your data centers, locking down certain ports, making sure that admin accounts don't have default passwords, etc., etc. And we've got many templates within Secure Configuration Manager that can be applied. For example, we've got a PCI DSS template, we've got King templates, etc., etc., that can be applied to your server environment. And it'll give you a view of how compliant your entire server environment is in terms of the policies that you've pushed down. Privilege management is all about managing your system administrators, your root accounts, etc., and making sure that they're only allowed to do what their job description allows them to do. So if you're a backup administrator, the only commands you can issue, for instance, in a Linux or Unix server are those backup kind of commands. It also provides you with auditing capabilities, tracking capabilities, recording capabilities, etc. I know this is a lot to comprehend. All of this information is available on our partner portal as well. You can drill down on the different solutions and areas and get more familiar with what we can offer the market. Let's look at the partner program framework. Because we are now two organizations that have combined, for the next year at least, the HPE partner program framework and the Micro Focus partner program framework will remain separate. So today I'll touch on the Heritage Micro Focus partner program framework, how that works, what you need to do to become a premier partner. This allows you to only sell the solution sets I've touched on in the last few slides. If you want to start reselling HPE technology that comes from the Heritage HPE site, you will have to sign up on the HPE Partner Program. So again, our partner program is shaped in a similar fashion to the solution areas I've discussed before. We've got identity access security management, we've got workload management, we've got software delivery and testing capability, we've got endpoint management, collaboration file and print services, application modernization, and terminal emulation as focus areas and specialization areas for our partners. We have two partner tiers. The one is a registered partner. To register, you go onto our partner website and you click on the link create a login, and I'll go through the process shortly showing you how you get to that information. So any person who's gone onto our website, registered themselves as a partner, has been through the approval process. It typically doesn't take longer than 72 to 74 hours for approval to be given, will be listed as a registered partner in our partner database. Premier Partner gives you access to additional benefits, and I'll drill down a little bit on what the benefits are for registered partners and Premier Partners. Within a Premier Partner base, we allow for three types of partners. Business partner, those are typically large account resellers that play a key role in gaining access to customers and supporting procurement and fulfillment processes. They typically cover all our solution areas, but do not necessarily have the skill to deploy and roll out these solutions. Solution partners are the majority of our partners. They register themselves as solution partners. They focus on one or two solution areas. They have invested in skilling up some salespeople, making sure they pass their sales certifications, and technical competence by completing the technical training and certifying in a particular competency to provide full-on solution and sales technical capability. Our global consulting and system integrator partners are typically managed from EMEA or the United States or Asia Pacific, and they are the likes of a Wipro, Tata Consulting Services, Accenture, Tech Mahindra. They typically all listed as global consulting and system integrator partners. How do you become well, before we go there, how do you become a Premier Partner? To become a solution partner, you need a competency in one or more solution areas. How do you get competency in there? You need 2 sales certified resources in a solution areas and 2 technical accreditations per solution area. Likewise, for consulting and system integrator partners, they will require at least 2 sales certified resources in a particular solution area or 2 technical accreditations in a solution area. If you are registered as a business partner, you would require 5 sales certified resources. There's a particular business partner training that is available on our portal. You'll need 5 of those certifications to become a business partner, but a Premier Business Partner. So what are the standard benefits for all registered partners? Well, obviously partner portal access. In there, we've got a lot of information available to you. We've got data sheets, pricing, conversation cards, white papers, videos, how-tos, etc., all to do with our solution areas. We give you access to sales enablement materials, so the courses are available online, free of charge. Once you've completed the sales training, you can try and attempt do the sales certification, which is a multiple choice examination that's also available on our portal, also free of charge. We provide you with access to all our on-demand technical training. This means it's technical training that has been pre-recorded, that you can have access to and go through at your own time. Once you've completed the training on a particular subject area, you can do the certification on that to achieve the necessary minimum requirements for Premier Partnership. As registered partners, you will also have access to our software for internal use to get familiar with it. Microfocus sales rep support. So if you uncover opportunity, we can help and support you on that opportunity to position our solutions, to assist with pricing, whatever the case may be. And you also have access to our knowledge base on technical issues, training materials, self-help options, etc. As partners, you will get email updates and alerts from us, notifications of webinars we're running. You will have access to our partner help desk. We'll let you know when we have new product announcements. You have access to our brand central where our branding is available, the logos, etc., all of that. All registered partners will have a 20% discount for classroom and virtual classroom technical training that are delivered by our training services, and then optional benefits for purchase as well. As a Premier Partner, you will also have access to our profitability programs. So this means you can do a deal registration on your deals. Deal registration is only allowed for those areas you have achieved your Premier Partner specialization in. So, for example, if you specialize on identity, access, and security, you can do a deal reg on any one of the products that fit in our identity, access, security space. However, you cannot do a workload management deal reg because you haven't certified in that. So deal registration available in the areas of specialization for a Premier Partner. The rebates are between 10 and 20%. We have some products on promotion. We can get a 20% rebate on new sales that you've achieved, and I'll share that with you as well. We also have a marketing development program to do events with our Premier Partners. We typically split the event cost by in a 50-50% manner. These events have to be customer focused and obviously are done to generate leads for our partners in a particular area. I have to request the funding up front, and I need at least 2 to 3 months notice to request the funding and raise the necessary purchase orders, etc. on my side to get access to the funding. We also need to submit exactly what we want to do together, what the target audience is, and how much we expect to get as a return on the investment. You will also have access to our sales and marketing organization, program marks that identify you as a Premier Partner and what your specialization area is. And as a Premier Partner, you will be listed if somebody does a search on our portal for partners. So only Premier Partners are listed when doing a search. Registered partners will not be listed on our search results. We also provide you with service request entitlements, which means you can log a call with our support people should you experience problems during a proof of concept or with the product that you're currently testing, whatever the case may be. Also access to discounted instructor-led advanced sales and technical training to build competence within the partner organization. So again, communication is important to us. So you will receive communications around what we're doing, what's happening, webinars, new product releases, etc. We have just launched our marketing automation tool, which allows you to co-brand and customize our multi-touch marketing campaigns. It's a third-party platform, which means you can upload your contact data securely. We don't have access to it. It remains your property, and only you will have access to that portion of the marketing automation platform. The contacts and leads that are generated are visible only to you if you use that particular platform. And this is put in place to support our partners in driving new opportunities. I've already spoken about our marketing development funding that I can apply for as long as I'm given enough notice. Typically, we have ongoing sales and technical training. Every so often, we have free seats available on some of the training that's happening. I will send out a request to my Premier partners to nominate people on that training, and I can then nominate you for the training. It's a first come, first served basis. So if the invitation comes from our enablement team, the advice is to register as soon as possible, otherwise you may lose that free seat. We're adding webinars to our portal as we go along, and we're also building a new demo environment, which will only be made available to our Premier partners. Quickly looking at the rebates. So business partners, remember those are the people that only require 5 business sales certifications to qualify as a Premier business partner, will get a default of 5% rebate on new business and 10% on the promotional products when they do a deal registration. Solution partners and CSI partners will respectively get 10% or 20% depending on the solution that's sold into the customer. And then you can also get an influencer fee. So what often happens is a partner would work on an opportunity with a customer, shape it, define it, propose particular solutions, and then the customer will decide to go out on a tender. In some cases, the customer might award the tender to the lowest bidder. As long as the incumbent partner who worked on this opportunity and shaped it before it came to tender has deal registered this particular opportunity, this partner will still be eligible for a 3% rebate, even if the business is not transacted through him. We will require proof of involvement, so you'll need to provide us with the PO and proof of your engagement, but it will provide some protection in those cases where people work on an opportunity and then lose it out due to a tender process or something else. These are the deal registrations, the current eligible product lines. So testing solutions, Silk, will give you as a solution partner 10%, as will the collaboration OES solution sets. Filer and iPrint, remember Filer is the Dropbox for the enterprise solution, will give you a 20% rebate. All our Platespin products will give you a 10% rebate. ZenWorks 10%. Privileged account management, everything in that space, and that's that separate block that was on the slide where we broke down our security solutions, will give you 20% rebate. Security monitoring will give you a 20% rebate. Access management, but only the advanced authentication portion, will give you a 20% rebate, as will the identity governance solution. Everything else will give you a 10% rebate. And then on the terminal emulation, application modernization product suites, of which we do not see a big market in the rest of Africa, there are no deal registration available at this point in time. So in closing, what is Micro Focus objective with regards to its partners? We want to build a solid, skilled partner base and establish strategic relationships with our partners to enable mutual success. We want to transition into a channel-focused organization where all business will be transacted through our channel. And we want to establish open, honest communication to help us improve our channel and go-to-market model. So that, in a nutshell, is what we are about. What I'll do now is I'll quickly go into our partner portal and just show you what the steps are to register. So partner.microfocus.com will get you to our main page. And to become a new partner, what you'll have to do is click on Request a Login. You will enter your email address and specify your country and click Continue. If your company has been registered before, it will pop up on your screen, as you can see in front here, or you can decide to register as a new partner organization and click Continue. You will then have to fill in your personal details, your company details, company preferences in terms of focus areas where you would like to focus, and then your personal preferences in terms of what communication you want to receive from us. I'm not going to fill this out. It's pretty straightforward. You specify your username, your password, your mobile, city, etc. You click on Next, you fill out the next form, and off you go. As I said, approval for a new organization typically takes about 72 to 74 hours. You will receive an email from us saying that your request has been approved and that company XYZ is now a registered partner. This means you can now log into our portal and access the information that's available. If you have any colleagues that need to be registered against the same organization as well, they just need to go through the request a login process as well, use their company email addresses. We match the domain name to the company name, and as you've seen before, it'll allow you to register yourself against the existing company. Once you receive the confirmation email, which should take a couple of minutes, you will then have access to our partner portal. Once you have this access, this is where you log in. And at the top here, you see all the key areas that you can have access to. One of the first things you'd probably would like to do is make sure that your company location details are correct. Your locator profile is fine. You can upload your company logo here. And once you're a certified partner, you can request your partner program certificate and your program marks from this point. I can quickly just show you my company location details. In my case, it will come up with the Micro Focus information. But you can update the information here, and as well as the kind of organization that you are. This is where you update your logo. You can see Micro Focus has been uploaded. And you can request your program certificate from partnerteam.emea.microfocus.com, as well as program marks. If you have any issues with the portal, this is also the email address you should mail to get your issues resolved. Once you're a Premier Partner, you will have access to deal registration via this button. I don't have access because I'm not a Premier Partner. You have access to price list, licensing information, our brand material, the logos, how it should be used, as well as all the product announcements and latest releases. Important, to achieve Premier Partner status, you will have to do sales training as well as technical training. So sales training can be accessed here. And then you just need to pick your area of specialization. Identity access and security, workload management, testing, collaboration, or if you're a business partner, you can do this training. When you click, for instance, on identity access security, it will take you to the training modules. In this case, we have 4 training modules. We give you an estimate of how long it takes to get through them. Once you've completed all of that, you may want to go and do the sales certification by clicking on sales certifications. These are all the sales certs that are available. If you want to do the identity access security one, you click on the show detail triangle there. And you can then take the test. You need 75% to pass the test, but we do not put a limitation on the number of times you can take that particular test. I can, however, see from my side how many times a single person tried to take the test before he eventually passed. Just giving you a small warning there. To get to the technical training, the easiest place to get to it is going through to the technical accreditation button on the left-hand side here. You can also get to it from up here. So technical accreditations will take you to the same page. Again, if we go to identity access security, you'll see we have 4 separate technical accreditations within that specific area. We've got identity management, we've got govern and manage rights, we've got facilitate and control access, and we've got user activity monitoring. Within this competency, you need to pass 1 exam to get 1 accreditation. In this one, you need to pass 2 exams, and I can open it up so you can see the exams. So you need to do Identity Manager 4.5 specialization to achieve 1 technical accreditation. Remember, for Premier Partner status, you need 2 technical accreditations. So it could be 1 of these and 1 of these, or 2 of these by 2 different people, and so forth. For govern and manage rights, you need to have both the identity governance specialization as well as the identity manager specialization. You'll see it says mandatory there and mandatory there. So you have to pass those 2 exams to get this accreditation. And again, you'll need 2 of those if you want to become a Premier Partner. This is where you take the tests. If you go to the bottom of the page, you'll see all the training material. So IDM training, identity governance training, DRA, access manager, etc. If we click on there, it will launch you and provide you with access to the on-demand training. Again, you can see the different courses that are available. If you've done a lot of work, for instance, on identity management, you think you know the solutions, you don't have to go through the training material before you attempt the exam. Of course, if you haven't ever seen it before, it would make sense to work through the technical recordings and training to understand what the solution is all about. So both the sales training as well as the technical training is free of charge, as well as both the sales certification as well as the identity access or the technical certifications are free of charge. Resource Center will give you access to all our brochures, white papers. You can search per product, and each and every product we've got is listed here. Or you could search on a solution area, for instance, application delivery and testing. Oh, lovely. Let's try identity and access management. And there you see a list of videos, flyers, etc. that is available. You can also do advanced search and filter down, say, on the type of thing you're looking for, a conversation card or a case study, a guide, etc. And whether the industry, if it's an industry-specific solution, so capability to actually filter down, or whether you want to look for marketing material or just sales tools, whatever the case may be. So all of this available to our partners. Technical support for our Premier partners. You can log service requests. There are self-support resources that's available to everyone, and you can access partner demo software and licenses from here. So that, in a nutshell, is our partner portal and how you get access to it and where you find access and information on the particular portal. So in closing, learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. I thank you all for your time. Successful selling. Looking forward to working with you. Thank you so much.